Wow, guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Miracle Mimi for short. Our next video is on still on Candace Unwell. 10 things I'm grateful for this Thanksgiving. Wow, like guys, what is Thanksgiving? Is it is it the country's tradition, or like I don't really get, or is it a day set aside to celebrate something or a thing? Like, please do want to make me understand this Thanksgiving in the comment section. Like, and tell me, what are you thankful for? What are the things you are thankful for? Like me, I am most thankful for life. Like, God is the author and the finisher of our faith. He's the giver of life. Like, gosh, with all these things happening all over the world, like, and you are still alive with all this government corruption, government inflation, and the rest of them, and you are still alive, you are still surviving. Everything aren't easy. Like, they aren't easy. Like, what I'm really thankful to God for life. Like, just really thankful to God for life. But most especially, most of all this Thanksgiving or a thing we here in Nigeria that I know, we somehow used to do it as harvest, bazaar, or sometimes we just fix a date. Maybe in the month of June, month of February, month of September, we just fix so dates is the dates we are going to thank God for this, for that, like that. So I don't really know. Or maybe towards the ending of December, we fix our own Thanksgiving, like to thank God for keeping you alive, for the success, for everything from January to December. Like, for real. Let's check this out and see what Candice Owen was thankful about.
It's finally Thanksgiving again. You guys know I love Thanksgiving so much for tons of reasons. It's the one holiday that I host at my house every year. I take it very seriously. I go out and I make sure we have all the right plates and all the right spoons and the right flowers, the right settings. I mean, every detail is planned out. And then I cook. This year, actually, we are doing a fried turkey because I met someone in the South who said, "Have you ever tried fried turkey?" And we said no. And then we tried it and realized that we couldn't ever live without it. In fact, notoriously, you guys know that I hate turkey. And I think that we should instead do chicken on Thanksgiving. But the solve to that is, in fact, a fried turkey. So I asked you about your Thanksgiving traditions, and I told you about mine last year. And so for every Thanksgiving episode, we are going to do that tradition live. So our family tradition is that we go around the room and we say what we are grateful for the year past. It seems like such a simple thing, but it is so important. I mean, how often do you actually sit down and think about, not only think about, but then write about all of the things that you are grateful for? And then share those things. Actually say out loud, "Hey, today I am grateful for this." It's not something we do often because, well, there's a lot of things not to be happy about. There are a lot of complaints that we make, and rightfully so. It almost feels like we're losing our country. But I think that's why I love Thanksgiving so much, because it sort of forces me to pause and to put my head up and look around and to realize the blessings that are abundant in my life today and every day. So I'm going to share with you 10 things that I am grateful for over these last 365 days. This is in no particular order. Number one, I am so grateful for the birth of my daughter, Louise Marie Farmer. She is absolutely perfect. It was a perfect birth, perfect delivery. She has been an absolute dream of a child. She sleeps through the night since the moment that we brought her home. She never cries. She fusses only when she's hungry. It just doesn't even make sense to me how lucky I got with this child. I mean, every child is a blessing, but I'm telling you, Louise is an extra blessing because she is just so gracious and kind, and she just loves her big brother. She's always smiling. And I always say that when she smiles, she has this way of looking at you, and then a smile spreads across her face, and it's like she's seeing an old friend. She instantly warms the room when she smiles, which is very often. Another thing that I am grateful for, this would be number two, is I'm grateful for the South. I was saying this yesterday as I was racing to the grocery store to make dinner, and I was talking with my cousin, and we had just, I hate to say this, I hate to admit this, you're not even going to want to hear me say this, but we put up our Christmas tree yesterday. I know, I'm so against it. But somehow the South and the rednecks have gotten me on board with early Christmas decorations before Thanksgiving. Why? Because Christmas makes me happy. It makes you happy. So yesterday, in true redneck tradition, we put up our Christmas tree and our lights early, and we listened to Christmas music, and it was wonderful. My son was jumping around and dancing. Christmas is wonderful, and I'm just grateful to be down in the South, not just because they put up their Christmas decorations way too early, but because the people have their values right. As a girl that grew up in Connecticut and, of course, was programmed to think that the South was backwards and that the South was doing things wrong, I am now an adult who realizes that these people in these small towns around Tennessee, they're getting something right. And that something right is family and togetherness. So I'm grateful to be a part of that. The third thing that I'm grateful for when I think about this past year, of course, is another sort of a birth, giving birth to the documentary, The Greatest Lie Ever Sold. It was a lot of work, and I was pregnant throughout the entire time that we filmed. And we were able to deliver and create the documentary that I wanted. This was a project that was close to my heart, and to see it received by so many people, to have so many people say, thank you for putting this together, to be a part of an awakening, not just in Black America, but in all of America, to be able to be in a position where I can put forth that sort of work, that I can actually help better society by just exposing truth. I mean, that is the ultimate blessing. Another thing that I'm grateful for, and this is a weird one, but it just sort of came to my mind, and I don't really know where it's going, but I'm grateful that Elon Musk freed the bird. I'm grateful that Elon Musk took over Twitter. I know that this moment is so relevant, and why it's relevant may not come entirely into focus immediately, but things are changing. I really do believe that the pendulum is starting to swing, and it starts with just basic speech, being able to say things and not have people tell us that we can't exist for holding a different view. It feels like we won a little bit in that category. Like the totalitarian system of social media had to take a loss. And so I'm grateful and I'm hopeful to see where that goes. Number 5, I say this, but I don't say it enough, that I am so grateful for all of you. I mean, the fact that this show is now going 5 days a week is incredible, that we started this and didn't really know what it was going to be. And now we're a 5-day-a-week podcast, and that so many of you tune in to hear what I have to say every single day. I'm grateful that you guys trust me, and more importantly, that you guys have allowed for me to grow. You know, I'm not the same Candace Owens that I was when I first started making YouTube videos. I was probably more naive then, probably for the better. I never really realized how ugly politics could be. And there have been a lot of tremendously difficult moments over these years. Over this year, just as 1 year, it's been very difficult. A lot of peer pressure to say this or to say that if you want to keep your platform. And I've held the line because I know that it's important to me to remain true to myself. And I think in response to that, you guys have hung around and that you have trusted that I'm always going to do what I feel is right. And even if I get it wrong, I will at least be willing to say that I got it wrong. And with that, it's next appropriate to say that I am grateful for the supporting cast of characters around me. The people in the control room right now who drive me crazy. I love them. I love my entire supporting cast at home. Everybody makes it possible for me to do what I do every single day. There's a team of people that make it possible for me to be able to deliver on my vision. And this is not a one-man army by any means. Another thing I'm grateful for over this past year, when I was thinking of moments that were so wonderful, 2 trips come to mind. A family trip to Cabo. I don't know what it was about Mexico, but my son absolutely loved it. It was the last trip that we took as a family of 3, and it was quiet and it was perfect. And it's something that I'll never forget, seeing my son run around in that kiddie pool all by himself. Nobody else was there. And so I'm grateful for that. And I'm also grateful that we are able to go to London as much as we want to, and that we were able to spend 2 weeks in London as a family. Those moments of introducing Louise to her grandparents, who she doesn't get to see as often, and them also being able to feel the warmth of her smile. And of course, number 8, I would have to say, is my son. Man, I just can't say enough that he is just at a really fun stage right now. He is hilarious, and this year, it was just a lot of firsts. He's starting to say a lot of words and it turns him into a parrot. Sometimes he repeats things and when you least suspect it, and it's hilarious. And he definitively has my stubborn nature. His first word was car. There, go figure. Car, car. Boys love cars and love trucks. And just being able to go home to him and to be able to wake him up in the morning and to put him to bed every day, I am just so amazed by watching him grow and turn into a little person. Number 9, it follows, of course, that I am forever grateful for my husband. It is the number one thing that I tell women to do is go marry the right man, go find the right man. Do not listen to feminism. I almost feel like my life began when I met my husband, and it was just such a collision, something that I didn't expect when I met him over in London, and I became such a better person and a more whole person and a fuller person and a happier person and a smarter person just by doing one thing, getting married to the right individual. And it is why when I see women that seem so toxic and so unhappy, what I do is I wish upon them that happiness. I hope that they find their other person, that they find their partner, and that they are able to transform their lives in the way that I was able to transform my own. Which brings me to number 10, the Catholic faith. You know, we've been covering this in the podcast quite a bit. Of course, my husband is a Catholic. I am not a Catholic, but I'm grateful for the Catholic faith because it has worked so many miracles in my husband's life. And I'm grateful that I am learning about the Catholic faith because what it is it's Christianity. And I believe so much. You guys know that I believe in God. I see God in all of this. Everything that we are talking about, as the Bible states, there's nothing new under the sun. And so much of what we are fighting is a spiritual battle here on earth. It is a goodness versus an evil. And by investing yourself in that goodness, by investing yourself by small acts every single day, plugging into the real source, you remain optimistic. You remain hopeful because you know that evil can't win in the end. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have to say about that. Happy Thanksgiving. All right, guys, the next portion of the show is going to be available exclusively on Daily Wire Plus. I'm going to be playing a game of Thanksgiving, this or that. So if you are not a member yet, go ahead and click the link in the description and subscribe right now. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, guys, did you just watch that? Like, gosh, I'm so happy for the things Candace Owens was thankful for. Like, gosh, and the last one got to me. Like, she's thankful for the Catholic faith, even though she's not a Catholic, but her husband is a Catholic. But gosh, like, she supported her husband in what her husband is doing, especially when it comes to Christian faith. Really, some people in Nigeria here, maybe they get married to their husband. Maybe their husband is Catholic and she is Pentecostal. Wow, like you see them arguing who will go to my church, who will not go to my church, who will go to my church, who will not go to my church. My church is the best, Catholic is the best, Pentecostal is the best, this is the best. But like, God, that's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to support one another, like just like Vic Candace Owens just did. Like, gosh, she's grateful for her husband's for her husband's church faith, like Catholic faith. Like, gosh, that got to me. Like, wow, like Candace Owens is really lucky to get a man like that. And I know George Farmer too is also really lucky to get a supporting wife who is grateful to God for everything. Like, and she's just no shy about her husband. Like, I don't really know what to say. I don't even really know how to express myself here. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Let me know what you are thankful for. Like, for me, I'm thankful to God for life. Like, because He's the owner and the giver of life. Like, gosh, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.